she laughed at me while I was singing to her. She just started laughing, and then she has it on camera and she plays it for me sometimes.
Do I like Kimmel losing his job? No. But then I did not like Tucker Carlson losing his job either. Canada, they'll put you in jail. It has nothing to do with left or right.
Okay.
Both sides of the spectrum are authoritarian. MAGA is a different beast. I don't know what MAGA is. All my investments are in the Indian market. I'm actually very bullish on India.
I'm very bullish on Indian markets.
So I
Freedom of speech. That's why I care about it. You can't do it there.
I will go to jail. I will not say sorry. Which jail would you prefer, an American jail or an Indian jail?
American. I've thought about this. It's an American jail I prefer.
In India, you'll get Indian food in jail.
Do you? Do you get good food in jail? Do you get proper desi food? Yeah.
But it's desi food. At least you'll be happy in jail.
I also feel like I could defend myself better in Indian jail.
Yeah.
I feel like...
yeah, size does matter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Imagine being the small Indian guy in an American jail.
In India, I'm average size. Here,
Yes.
I'm tiny. I'm very
Yes, in India, you're the big guy.
Yeah. I'm okay over there. I could fight a little bit over there. Here, no. It's a wrap for my butt. We need to go to a place with real free speech like Canada.
Canada, they'll put you in jail. They will put you
At least they don't say they have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
India doesn't either, to be fair.
No, India doesn't.
Yeah.
India has hate speech laws. Canada has hate speech laws.
Yeah.
Actually, America is the only bastion where free speech as a concept exists.
That's why we got to protect this.
Yeah, but see, it's not the state coming after you.
But now we're getting closer to that.
No, so here's how I look at it. Speech is never without consequences.
Mm-hmm.
The only part where America got it right was there should be no legal consequences from the government.
Mm-hmm.
Private consequences are always going to be there. Like if I say something which is batshit crazy, which is crazy racist, crazy casteist, crazy sexist, my employer is not obliged to hire me.
Yeah.
My employer should not be obliged to hire me. Do I like Kimmel losing his job? No. But then I did not like Tucker Carlson losing his job either.
Yeah.
Although I think Tucker Carlson is a loon job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's a lunatic.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Tucker Carlson, I never liked him, even when he was in Fox News. But he should not have lost his job too then. But the thing is, the American left never rose up for Tucker Carlson. And the American right is not going to rise up for Jimmy Kimmel because this is...
But they're celebrating it. This is the thing. It was wrong when the left did it. It should be wrong when the right did it. And it is funny to see the left also, conversely, suddenly saying we have to protect free speech. They've just completely flipped roles.
So my hypothesis with this is that it's about authoritarianism.
That's what people fear with Trump.
No, it's with power. Power by concept, in my view, is authoritarian.
Okay.
So it's just who's in authority. And only the heterodox like free speech. So orthodoxy by its nature, right, is if you're in power, you're the orthodoxy.
Yeah, okay.
Orthodoxy does not like challenges. So the orthodoxy, whether left or right, will always try to pin you down.
Can a heterodox not be in power?
No. How do you get a heterodox in power? The closest thing you have is the United States of America, where there is a culture of free speech.
Yeah. But like Obama was not super extreme left. He felt pretty kind of centrist. I mean, in 2008, he was anti-gay marriage, which would seem fairly heterodox based on my understanding of orthodox and heterodox, which I've never heard until just now. So...
No, but see, the heterodoxy is always challenging the status quo. The orthodoxy is always working to maintain the status quo. And the orthodox... So what's the one thing that allows the heterodoxy to challenge the orthodoxy?
I was not having power.
Speech. So the orthodoxy will always try to control that.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with left or right.
Okay.
Both sides of the spectrum are authoritarian when in power. It's just that you have to make sure that you create some constitutional safeguards, which this country has, by the way, which is the only glimmer of hope. But see, the right didn't come up with cancel culture. The left came up with cancel culture. What I observe globally is the right apes the West, the left. They ape him. So the left invents all these social theories. Cancel culture is a social theory where you create word salads to justify authoritarianism. The right was like, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. And now the right goes, that's nice.
Yeah.
Now I'm in power, I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
So it. Notice every behavioral pattern of the American right in the last 40, 50 years. They basically copy the American left.
Give me more examples.
So we have this one, cancel culture. The other one is this push for free speech. The American right, McCarthyism. You remember the McCarthyist times?
Yeah.
It was the left that started this culture of free speech,
Yeah.
counterculture. I mean, you start from Lenny Bruce, then you go to George Carlin,
Yeah.
the 7 words, then you go. They just kept on pushing the envelope, kept on. And then the famous Snyder versus Phelps case in America, which was on hate speech, the
Mhm.
Westboro Baptist Church in 2011 or 12.
Mhm.
Why the fuck do I know this? I should not be knowing, but I do. Uh, and there are many such examples where it was the American left, like standing up for the Nazis
Mm.
to say those nasty things. Again, it was the American left that stood up for it.
Mhm.
And then the right realized the culture has shifted. And the right became. See, the right wing of America today is a pale shadow of what the right wing of America was in the heydays.
Mhm.
You think this is right wing?
Mhm.
These are the right wing of America today would be what the left of America would be in 1940, 50s, 60s.
Mm.
The right has changed.
Mhm.
The left has just gone farther left. The right has come towards the center. The right will. MAGA is a different beast.
Yeah, that's okay. That was where I was confused.
Yeah, MAGA is a different beast. I don't know what MAGA is. MAGA is a cult of personality disorder,
Yeah.
but it goes away with Trump, right? Or do you think it has gone beyond Trump?
I think if we make it through 4 years, it's I don't see how Republicans win. 'Cause there's people who are always gonna defend Republicans, and there's people who are always gonna defend Democrats, and then, the whatever swath is in the middle, which isn't that big, I've realized, sadly, that decides elections. I don't see how that swath in the middle, small it may be, any of them vote in favor of what's happening. So, I think if we can make it to 2028, there's no way Republicans
So,
win anything, unless they rig the game, which they're good at doing.
which jail would you prefer, an American jail or an Indian jail?
American. I've thought about this. It's an American jail I prefer. And that's where the FCC thing is crazy. It's like if the FCC chair is putting pressure on these guys to pull someone off the air, now it doesn't feel like cancel culture. Now it feels like censorship. And it doesn't feel like India. You're not going to jail, but it feels a step closer.
But see, in India, you'll get Indian food in jail.
Do you? Do you get good food in jail? Do you get
No,
proper
it's not
desi food? Yeah.
But it's desi food. At least you'll be happy in jail.
I
Imagine
also feel like
eating
I could
shitty
defend
desi.
myself better in Indian jail.
Yeah,
I feel like,
yeah. Size does matter.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You know what I mean?
Imagine being the small Indian guy in an American jail.
In India, I'm average size. Here, I'm
Yes.
tiny. I'm very regular.
Yes, in India, you're the big guy.
Yeah. I'm okay over there. I could fight a little bit over there. Here, no, it's a wrap for my butt.
Well, it depends. See, if you go to jail in Punjab, then you'll have a problem.
Then I'm fucked.
Yes.
Literally.
Punjab, Haryana, that region, then
Yeah.
you have a problem.
Yeah.
Imagine this is what we're discussing. Where would you prefer going to jail?
I would prefer, though. That's an important question because it's a possibility. Now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna have trouble getting a visa. I accidentally washed my passport and my Indian visa completely washed out, so I have to get another visa.
Why don't you have OCI?
You know why? It's too many. It's too many steps. I don't want to Ugh, it's too much to
Okay,
do.
we'll talk about it off.
Okay. All right. Let's get. Yeah, I would love that. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
But then getting back in, I don't know if they're gonna let me back in if I keep interviewing these free speech people.
No, nothing happens. People get surprised when I tell them that the tolerance of the Indian political class is much higher than they anticipate. And this is coming from probably the foremost critique that has come in the entire Indian landscape is from me.
Mm-hmm.
But I still believe Indian politicians have patience.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what kind of subject.
Okay.
So it all depends and stems from who does it, what kind of subject it is.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Yeah.
It's not as simplistic as people want it to be.
It seems like they'll also use it as fodder to distract. Like Same had to apologize for some joke about a kid that was born in a wheelchair or something, some debilitating disease or something like that. But he made the joke that was not even making fun of the kid.
Yeah.
and then he had to apologize for it.
Yeah, that's how India is. But you'll move on. That's how they.
Are they actually offended, or do the people in power just wanna distract you from whatever they're doing, and then here's a story that is fodder?
Somebody definitely must be offended. Then somebody takes offense on somebody else's behalf. Then the political class wa- gauges,
Mhm.
do I benefit or not?
Yeah,
If they benefit, they go after the person.
yeah.
Beyond a point, with Samay, I think they also started realizing that no, it's not worth it. The juice is not worth the
W
squeeze.
So is he done? Is he clear?
I
Because
think
I have
he's
a
done.
podcast episode I'm dying to put out, but I can't talk about any of the court stuff.
No, it's okay. He'll be done in the next few weeks. He'll be fine. He'll be
Oh, I'm so happy. I have a podcast episode waiting with millions of views. Just sitting there waiting to get. I've been sitting on it.
no,
Ranveer Alabadi, is he gonna be clear? I got another one with him. His episode was good,
no, he'll be fine.
but his lawyers were like, "You can't." I was ready to put it out, and his lawyers were like, "You can't. We can't put it out because you can't talk about the case. It's still an ongoing case. You can't unless you want to cut all the parts about the court case. You can't put out this episode." So I thought I don't want to get Ranveer in trouble. I won't put it out. But
No, it's okay. They'll be fine. It just people don't remember these things. Beyond a point, people move on, and it's just how do I put this? Beyond a point, it's how much the person is willing to take.
mhm.
In my case, there is no limit.
Yeah,
I can take it.
hmm
I don't know whether either of them
no,
want to.
no,
I also don't know if either of them should.
hmm
Listen, in my case, money doesn't drive me.
hmm
To me, like Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living.
hmm
I actually believe that.
hmm
So all my actions stem from that.
hmm
It's always challenging myself.
I want to believe that for myself, but then you haven't met my wife yet, so now money matters. It's an important thing.
No, it's understandable. I'm not saying money isn't everything,
hmm
but then I did not get. See, it's very different. Like Ranveer is 30,
hmm
Samay is not even 30. I think Samay is in his 20s.
I think so. He's young.
Yeah, he's young now. I'm 44. I had a career before all of this.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm
I,
41, but I didn't
yeah,
make money till I was 37.
I made my money, and here's the thing, right? Now you could own a plane
hmm
or you could fly business class.
Yeah,
How much money do you think is good enough?
yeah.
That is point number one. You could have a decent apartment in Mumbai, or you could have a mansion.
hmm
How I think you don't need a mansion. I
I agree.
think beyond a point, there is this comfort zone in money where anything extra doesn't give you happiness.
Yeah,
It just is adding to your bank account.
yeah.
That's my understanding. I'm not saying others should do it
hmm
before somebody misunderstands this.
Yeah.
So what I do is I make I had a figure in my head where, let's say, if I lived to the age, I went by the average age of an Indian, high net worth
Man
Indians.
or woman? Because man, it's like 38.
No. But average Indian age is 67. Obviously women live slightly longer than men. But on average, I'm assuming if you're going to live in India till the age of 70, 75, 80, this is the kind of money you need. You add inflation and
hmm
all those things. And if you reach that target and whatever you need in life is done, I don't want to work towards money.
hmm
I want a comfortable life. I want to live in a decent hotel,
Hmm.
but I don't need to live in a $5,000 a night hotel
Are
room.
you still doing business stuff, or you just?
No, this is podcasting. And obviously, I do investments.
Mhm.
Like I'll invest. All my investments are in the Indian market. I'm actually very bullish on India. I'm not.
I'm very bullish on
Yeah.
Indian
So,
markets.
so I only invest in Indian markets. I don't invest in the New York Stock Exchange or
I would love to do that. The
yes.
Indian market, I think, is the
So,
absolute
so
move.
I only invest in India. All 100% of my investments are in India, and that's all. So I have someone taking care of that. And
I need to ask you about this because, from my understanding, from America, it's tough to do that.
no, it's not. It's my friend is in Mumbai. Next time you come, I'll just introduce you to him.
Great.
So those things are manageable, and once we manage that, your life is set. But it's about you. So are you born and raised in New York?
Born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
What the fuck got into you that you came here?
Stand up.
Stand
So
up.
I was going to be a doctor, and then I was applying to medical school, but I figured I probably wouldn't get in that year. I could go do like a scribe program or something to get in, but then I had that year, and my best friend, he's a white kid, he was like, he was going to go out there to be a cinematographer, and I knew I wanted to do stand up. And then my other best friend, black dude from my college, he was going to wait a year and go out there to try to be, I think, a musician. And I was like, hey, what if I just introduce you guys? We all get along, and then we go live out there together right now. I'll try stand up for a year, and we'll see what happens. And in that year, nothing in my career happened, but I knew this is it. This is all I can do. And then after a year, about a year and a half, after a year, people started talking to me like, hey, you should have gone to New York, because you go back then, there was no YouTube really. It was there, but we didn't know what it could be. It was 2007, probably 2008. They said you should have gone to New York to get good at comedy, and then you go to LA when you want to get famous in movies in Hollywood. So I was like, well, I want to be good at comedy. So that's when I moved to New York, 2008, July.
How do you sell comedy as a career to Indian parents?
I couldn't. They didn't. They hated it. My mom said, I would rather, this is so cool that she said this, I would rather you know, even if you can't do it, than wonder for the rest of your life. So I think you should go. My
Wow.
dad said, I think you're an idiot, but you're a grown up. I can't tell you what to do. But then when I was really struggling, they kept saying, like, you know, you can always. Tommy Lee Jones was a doctor, and then he became an actor. They love telling me about Tommy Lee Jones. This guy's ruined.
They found that one person.
This guy's ruined my life, Tommy Lee Jones. He has no idea the shit I had to deal with because of him. But, Tommy Lee Jones was an MD, and then he became you could do that. It's not too late. And now they're obviously fine with it, but it took a long time.
So how were you in as far as academics was concerned? Were you good?
I was not good.
I
was not good for an Indian. I was fine for anybody else, but I was an A, B, occasional C student. Probably, I had an A average when I graduated high school, but like an A minus, like a 90 on the nose. Yeah. Well, you went to school in India though, right?
Yeah.
That's much harder.
Yeah.
That's much harder. I was in American schools getting an A minus average, and that's average. I still got C's in here and there, but I just had enough A's to balance it. And then college, I had like a 3.2 GPA, like a B minus average or a B average.
Was there a moment where you realized, like, I'm good at this?
Stand up?
Yeah.
First time I did it, I knew the material wasn't good, but I felt like this was what I was supposed to be doing.
You were comfortable.
I knew this is what I loved. And then I did it a second time, and I did the same set, and it went okay. Then the third time, I bombed. I did a new set, and I bombed so badly. And then I was like, well, I guess it's over. Then I did it again my junior year of college, and it went really well. And then my roommates were like, this is what you need to do. This is it. They didn't have like a big sit down, but they would say it like, I don't know, man. I think this is kind of what you're meant to do. And that's probably when I started really being like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. It's so funny because it was school talent shows, like for 40 people or whatever. What am I?
Okay, this is a thought experiment. You know how Indian parents are, right? If they find out their child is good at something, then you know how the relatives or friends come at house.
You have to do
it. They're like, "Beta, gana khana?
Yeah.
So would they do that to you? Jokes sunao?
They ask me now, and I hate it. Now I've learned to say, like, if this is more uncomfortable for you than me, because if you're not laughing, or if you don't, even if you find it funny, but you don't feel like laughing, you're gonna get self-conscious and feel bad. So, but before I used to find any excuse. One time I said, you guys aren't paying me enough, and then my dad was like, who says that? And I was like, I thought that would be a joke. But he was like, that's such an unlikable thing to say. I was like, oh, my bad. I thought you guys would know I'm kidding, but I just didn't want to do it. But yeah, they'll still try to put me on the spot, and it just, come on, it can't.
Do other race people do that to their kids?
No. Nach karo? No.
It's like Gana Gao?
But it's only singing and dancing with Indians. It's never real talent. Like, if you could juggle, they'd be like, Beto, we don't need to see this. You know what I mean? Like, nobody needs to see that shit. But if you could ride a unicycle, Indian parents are going to be like, hey, guy, hey, look at my son, right? It's singing and dancing only.
So I'm assuming the Jewish kids had to do it, right?
Jewish kids?
Yeah, because they learn those instruments like
I don't think so, dude.
Piano.
I didn't grow up with a lot of Jewish people in Texas, but I think that's an Indian thing. It's singing, or even
all Asian parents do it.
Or harmonium, which is just the word.
Tabla.
Tabla, they won't make you do it in front of everybody. You'll do it as a part of a thing, as a part of an ensemble. But nobody's going to say, bring the tabla and perform for everybody. They'll do it with the harmonium for some reason, and then they'll do it with singing. The harmonium sucks on its own.
So do you think as a parent you would do that with your children?
Never.
So
Never.
you're gonna break the tradition?
I don't even
A
care.
traitor to
Well,
the cause?
maybe I will find it so cute. Like, I'm trying to think with my nieces, do I do that? Oh, they'll do it for me, and then I'll be very excited, and they'll play the piano recital stuff, and I am very like, I don't actually love it, but I
Do
pretend
it
I
for
do.
family, but doing it for random uncles and aunties that come to your house.
Yeah, yeah. Do you do that with your kids?
No, I don't have children, but I would
Oh, you don't
do
have
it for
kids? I thought you had
fun.
sons. I don't know why I thought you had
No.
sons.
So that's my nephew.
Okay, okay, okay,
That's
okay.
my
Yeah,
nephew
yeah.
whose display picture you see.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's my nephew. But yeah, I would do it just for annoyance and fun. For my personal
Maybe.
pleasure.
No, that could be fun. Embarrassing your kid, I will love. I will look forward to that.
Imagine like embarrassing your own child because you went through it. It's like, why are you doing this to me, Dad? Well, I did it. It's family tradition.
Dude, the most uncomfortable thing is when the whole family sits around in India and just sings, and I
Oh
can't
my God.
sing, and most of y'all can't sing, and you just encourage each other, and it's just I don't know. I hate that.
So,
Now, I don't hate that them doing it, but I hate that I might have to sing.
so Indians
I
took.
sang one time, my wife was like, "Akaash sings Ek Ladki Ko Dekha Hai," and I sang it, and it was so bad, she started laughing in front of her whole family, and I was like, "This is the most embarrassing." I'm scarred from that. I can't do it. Dude, my wife embarrasses me in front of her family all the time.
I'm
It's
so proud
really
of her. That's how it's supposed to be.
No, I'm supposed to embarrass her. It shouldn't work the other way. The woman should not embarrass the man. This is a sexist thing, I think. I need to look good in front of these
listen.
people.
Your wife is a Punjaban.
That's true.
All right. Punjabis have thick skins. It's very hard to
She
embarrass a
laughed at me,
Punjabi.
dude. She laughed at me while I was singing to her. She just started laughing, and then she has it on camera and she plays it for me sometimes. Oh man.
Oh, see, these things. Like I I have not met a single Indian child whose parents did not make him or her do this performative shit.
Yeah.
It's just like Bollywood is in our DNA or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, 1000%. That's all. I remember I did a show. It was for some Indian private event, and the audience was talking the entire time. Even the guest of honor, when they brought him out, nobody got quiet. It was crazy. I've never seen anything more disrespectful. Then music. These kids were doing a dance. Everyone got quiet and watched the dance. It was the only time they paid attention the entire time. They talked during my entire set. They talked during the speech. They talked during the acceptance of the speech, the giving of the award. Music came on. Kids were dancing. Everyone got quiet.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's funny, and the thing is, people might assume that those Indians who were talking while the thing was going on the stage, they did not pay attention. If you ask those Indians what was the person saying, they'd actually give you details.
I don't believe it. It was too loud. You
You'll
couldn't
be
even hear the
surprised.
man.
You'll be surprised. So, if you're born and raised in India, your
Mhm.
tolerance to sound, you know what I'm saying, right? You come almost every year to
Yeah,
Mumbai.
yeah.
So when you land in India, noise decibel is not like the noise decibel even in New York, right?
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah.
Everything is loud in India.
Yeah.
So people think they don't pay attention. They pay attention through that chaos. It's calmness in chaos. And that's what an average Indian does. Why do you think they come over here and take everybody else's job?
Because they can deal with loud
Yeah.
noises.
They can deal with chaos. Their
Oh, yeah.
ability to handle chaos.
That would make a good CEO, honestly.
And then to have focus in that chaos.
Mm.
People don't realize these things. Like, a very weird thing that right now, because Indian hatred is at its peak.
Yeah.
And I actually did want to talk to you about that, because if you go on the internet, I think right now we are the gold medal holders of hatred reception.
I think Jews might have something to say about that.
I think we are giving Jews a run for their money
Distant
finally.
second. I'll meet you a distant second.
Yes, but like Jews and Hindus and or Indians in general,
Yeah.
are
They don't know the difference.
yeah,
Indians
I
in
mean,
general.
yeah, I mean Hindus. I always say Hindus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they just hate the Jews and the Hindus together. But what is very interesting in this atmosphere right now was something my best friend in Canada, her husband told me. He's like, "Have you noticed one thing?" I was like, "Yeah, what? Tell me." He said, "You don't find Indians begging over here, even in the worst scenario."
I've seen one or two in my life.
Yeah, one or two in your life.
Mhm.
But he's like, usually Asians,
Mhm.
you don't see that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
with Asians. And people forget India is a part of Asia. I don't know why the Americans say Indian and then they say Asians.
Yep.
Because I think they just created a category of their own, Chinese looking people, and that's what they have done. The most racist thing they could have done, and they've just normalized it.
Yeah.
The Americans.
Well, in England, we are the Asians.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy was talking to me. He was really like,
Yes.
he thought he was so superior. He was like, "Oh, you guys do desi because you don't just accept that you're Asian." I said, "Well, what do you call like, you call us Asian? What do you call like a Korean person?" He goes, "Oh, we just call them Chinese." There you go. You're not better than us, dude.
You're just different kind of racist.
Yeah, because they were the first Asians in India were us, and the first Asians here were the Chinese, Korean, Japanese, whatever, built the railroads.
And you know what the funny thing is? People have forgotten that every race is racist in some way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Of course.
do people realize how racist Indians are?
Yes. Yeah, they do.
They do realize.
Yeah, they do.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like I love the Indian attempt over here to enter the Operation Olympics.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's very interesting
I
to
hate
me.
it. I hate it. I hate it.
So
I
have
hate
they
it so
tried it
much.
with you as now a famous Indian of American origin?
Can I be honest? I think that's part of why it took me so long to get my career going anywhere, is because I wouldn't play that game. I knew, not that they didn't say outright that they wanted me to play it, but I knew if I had a story that they would like, and I had a story, I knew if I gave it to them, I would get the love from the networks. And I didn't want to, because I don't like the idea of us being victims here. I think we're very blessed here. And I'm not saying there's no oppression, but somebody said it well. He was the dean of religious life at USC, Dr. Varun Sodhi, I think was his name, Sony maybe. Anyway, he said Hindu Americans have had the easiest time of any immigrant group in terms of like when they entered the country. It's not even like Irish Americans took so much shit. African Americans, obviously. Italian Americans took so much shit when they got here. Muslims take shit. Hindus, relatively speaking, Sikhs, because they wear the turban and people think they're Muslim, they take shit. Hindus, relative to everybody else, have had the easiest time in America. So to me, entering that oppression Olympics just felt like gross and phony, and I'm doing this in a self-serving way. I'm doing this to get a career. I'm doing this to manipulate you into giving me something. And that's why it took my career so long to move. Because I just wouldn't play that game.
But do you think you can say that as a Hindu today in America?
Yeah. I think the hate is online, and I don't mean to marginalize anything, but I think we're in a hurry to be in the oppression Olympics, or to be in the look, we get racism too. And I do, it's there, it's online, but I haven't seen it in real life as much yet. Like there was that horrible crime in Dallas that you told me about where the guy got beheaded. That wasn't a hate crime.
Yeah, that was a repeat offender.
Yeah, that was a crazy human being who beheaded someone, and awful. And it's awful that the guy was Hindu and Indian. But I don't think religiously people hate Indians. I don't think they distinguish between Hindus. Like when they make fun of Indians, they're not singling out. Yeah, they don't know the difference. That's what I was saying earlier. You're Muslim, you're Sikh, you're Hindu, you're just Indian. Indians are taking shit right now, and it's like I kind of was worried a little bit when they kept talking about our success in America. That was one thing, and I was like, this is going to come back.
So it's backfiring.
It has to create resentment. How could it not? You racist or not, or whatever, people are like, they resent success. And if you see one group and everybody keeps talking about how they're the richest group in America, I just know what's coming on the back end of that is, you know what? Fuck those guys.
Yeah, so for perspective though, I think Hindus or Indians in general are not even 1.5% of the American population. Pay 6% of income tax.
Because we're killing it. Yeah.
So look at startups, cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
A lot of Indians are involved in that. We are positive contributors to this society.
Mm-hmm.
You look at crime charts, religion wise, not low. We are the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally the most docile group of America.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is if they come to beat us up, we can't even defend
fight.
ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. It's a problem.
We're getting beat up.
Yeah,
very badly.
Bunch of vegetarians.
Yeah, vegetarians. Probably the lowest divorce rates in America per ethnic group is Indians. Lowest divorce rates.
Yeah.
Most stable families.
Mm-hmm.
Great focus on education. Not unique. A lot of other groups also do it, but a definitive focus on education.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing I used to find over here was when I came here. Like when I came to Canada in 2001 to study at York University, obviously my parents were going to pay for my tuition.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Like my brain was like, who else is supposed to pay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we are raised.
Mm-hmm.
Parents take care of you, you take care of parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an obligation. That's how societies are
Yeah.
in our society. It's not like the other thing I used to like small things. You go out in India, nobody even thinks who's paying the bill. Like just one guy takes and pays the bill.
We fight over it, don't
Yeah,
we?
we
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
over paying the bill. Over here, the weirdest experiences I've had. You go out, everybody gets a separate bill. And I remember I was like, who are these monsters? Why is everybody getting a separate bill? I was
Yeah.
like, we are all together. And then everybody just no. So everybody gets their own box, everybody gets
Yeah.
their own bill,
Yeah.
everybody gets their own menu. In Indians, are like, okay, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very different experience over
Yeah.
here. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of being away from family,
Mm-hmm.
the idea of your kids. I understand you. Even in India, many Indians don't live with their parents.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a personal choice, and but they'll always stay near.
Mm-hmm.
The parents will be somewhere in and around.
Yeah. It
Bec-
kills me that my mom is a 3-hour flight away, almost
So,
4.
and children need the grandparents. Where do you
Yeah.
think the wisdom comes from?
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom doesn't come from you; it comes from the grandparents.
My mom is not like that healthy, and I'm telling her you need to be healthy for that reason alone. If nothing else, besides the fact that I would completely fall apart if something happened to her. We have This is the only way I can get through to her. If we have grandkids and you're not around, that's a big problem. That's a big, and you need to be able to take care of them, chase them around, pick them up without being in pain.
Yeah.
You need to stick around. Otherwise, I don't know, my kid's going to be so much worse off. If I didn't have my nanny growing up, I don't know where I'd be.
So that's the whole idea,
Yeah.
right? And these. But when I came over here, the things that I liked, the focus on individualism.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps you build character. Sometimes when you don't have the hanker,
Mm-hmm.
it also builds character. So I always used to find this very perplexing, that why can't we have the best of both?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think as Indians, maybe because we moved here and we actually took the best of the East and the best of the West?
I could see that. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. There's a lot of Indian things that we take, and then we get to pick and choose. We get the luxury of picking up and putting down everything and saying what works and what doesn't. And we're raised with these Indian things that we think were beneficial, and we're raised with these Indian things that weren't beneficial, and now we can kind of pick and choose.
Like once I had this long ass debate. I mean, I'm not done an arranged marriage, but I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say I'm not against it.
I'm not either.
Because okay, arranged marriage is just low intensity Tinder.
Yeah, yeah.
It is. Like, how does an arranged marriage happen in India? They send you these giant ass biodatas.
Yeah.
Then, okay, I understand 50 years ago it was not like that. But we are not living 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Even the concept of arranged marriage has had a software update.
Yeah.
So now what I see with a lot of young Indian children, the parents don't want to get them married. They're like, you find your own spouse. And the children are like, betrayal.
Yeah.
Why are you?
It's because they don't want to be responsible if they mess up.
Yeah.
This is your job.
Yeah.
Go.
You
Get
find
this right.
me one.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
agree.
Nowadays it's like not the creepy shadi.com horse shit. But you have these community people, they will send you, you're even allowed to meet them and date them.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just Tinder.
Yeah. 1,000%. We speed it up.
Yeah. And yeah.
I hate that. That's one thing I hate. The West has made us. Oh, I never get an arrangement. You would never. Are you doing that well on your own? Get out of here. Swiping, you fucking loser. You know what I mean? Like, I would never. Oh, okay. I would never. What a crazy thing. That bothers me. And I think it's because that's just us reacting to what the West made us feel about arrangement.
Yeah.
How could you? That's so barbaric. Why is it barbaric?
Yeah, I remember.
It's compatibility based. That's it. That's all it is.
Who was that guy, yaar? David Letterman? Tha wo? Haan, yeah, David Letterman, who asked Aishwarya Rai, oh, you live with your parents?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't. In hindsight, I don't think she had the best time living with her in-laws. She doesn't seem too happy about it, actually, now that we think about it.
No, but she, growing up, I just don't understand, like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Like, if you have enough money, I think a lot of those problems are solved.
Yeah, well, also back then, if the wife had to go live with the husband's parents, and the husband's parents were not good to the wife is fucked. Nothing you can do.
Obviously, it's harder on women, and that's the. But if the women can find the sweet spot,
Yeah,
then I think it's always better to live in a,
I
at
agree.
least in a family where, if
Everyone should
not
be
in the same house, your parents are around you.
everyone should be close by.
Yeah.
I used to tell my wife I want my mom to live with us, and then as I started to realize they're both crazy, I was like, well, living under the same roof is a problem, but my mom should be close by.
Yeah, and I think it's the perfect thing to do. But did you face any racism going to school, growing up?
Yeah, after 9/11,
Oh,
people didn't know Indian awareness wasn't really a thing when I was growing up. Like we knew of India, but we knew almost nothing about it. You knew nothing really about Indians. They worship cows. They worship statues. These are things you would get faced after 9/11. I remember the terrorist jokes or whatever. Um, and then, like, I remember people threw snowballs at my grandmother after 9/11 as she was leaving, or my friend's grandmother. She was, like, walking into our house, and snowballs at some uncles, and it bothered me most with my friend's grandmother because she was 80 something. But nothing where I ever felt like I was truly in danger. But it was hurtful, for sure. S That's about as much as I would say.
that's it.
Yeah, oh, I remember my friend got pulled over, white kid, that I ended up living with in LA, and then the cop pulled him out of the car and then asked me if I had drugs. We were in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, and I was like, "What is that about?" And then I remembered there was this commercial at the time that, buying drugs funds terrorism or something like that, that terrorists were drug dealers. I don't know if it was a very random, like, nonsense commercial, but that's why the guy was questioning me in the passenger seat on if I had drugs, if I was selling drugs or transporting drugs. And then my white friend who was driving and was speeding and didn't have his prescription eyewear, he just had him sitting in the cop car. Like, "You're good. I need to question this kid." And I remember that moment really bothering me and being like, "I know what that was," and that really bothered me. So, yeah, I don't wanna say nothing ever happened, but, yeah, I also don't I hesitate to get into the, like, oppression Olympics of it all. And it was never really for you got teased about religious stuff, but it was never real racism for religious stuff where, like, again, I felt in danger or I felt like this was holding me back in any way.
But then, how do you think we as a community explain our point of view to the other side, right? I think one of the biggest failures of the Indian community in America has been, which has been their success story too, because they just put their head down, they did their work, and they expected people will not trouble them, which by and large has been there. But listen, as you rise as a community, and today, whether we like it or not, you know, Cash Patel, no matter how big his eyes are, is an Indian.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Many others are Indian.
Yeah.
There are many others who are Indian,
Mhm.
and they are on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
There are Indians on the Democrat side, there are Indians on the Republican side. I mean, I know Kamala Harris always used to bring up her Indian side during a
Yeah.
fundraiser
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she knew where the money was going to come
Yeah.
from.
There's a lot of that in our
Yeah.
community.
So, I mean, I remember her doing that dosa show. That was hilarious.
That infuriated me.
But there are Indians on both sides of
Yeah.
the aisle, and they kind of like, for me personally, like like a Vivek, a very articulate,
Yeah.
from high school he was into debating
Yeah.
and that kind of a culture.
Yeah.
Now that's the kind of Indian that I think Americans are not used to.
Hmm.
They're not used to that Indian. What the American stereotype of the Indian is actually the Harold and Kumar kind of a thing. Cash.
Yeah.
Cash is a new thing, but the one before him, this who was the actor who came in Harold and Kumar? What was his name?
Kalpan.
Cal.
Kalpan Modi.
Yeah, yeah. Calpen. He was Obama's guy, right?
Yeah.
He was Obama's guy.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, the Indian stereotype. And obviously, Apu was there,
Yeah.
the 7-Eleven guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Apu was the big one. That was like the only. I didn't even hate him growing up because that was the only Indian I saw on any kind of TV.
And it's funny, the way you explained it to me is exactly how my wife felt about it. She was like, at least he was that Indian guy
Yeah,
we had on TV.
yeah. And I didn't know it was a white voice growing up. I it was an Indian guy.
I did not know who it was until that other comic of America, Harry
Hari
or
Kona
Hari.
Babu. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know who that guy is.
Yeah,
He created an issue about
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
he went. And then I think it was
Pretty stunning how many Indians don't know who that guy is, by the way, because all he talks about is racism,
yeah,
and none of us seem to know.
yeah. I don't know who he is. His name popped up when he spoke about this,
Yeah.
and then he has disappeared after that.
Mhm.
He never comes.
That's I'm not even saying it to pick on him super hard, but, like, that is the thing that I noticed. If you wanna tell that story, I was oppressed, this hurt my feelings, this thing was racism I experienced, there's a career in it for you, there's a special in it for you, there's something in it for you. If you don't, we don't really have much for you. And that was the place and again, I'm not saying what's happening now is good, it's not, but what the place Hollywood was in, the industry was in 15 years ago or whatever it was, that was what if you don't have that, we kinda don't want it.
So you know what my problem with the Indian community in America is, and tell me if you disagree with this, is that the Indians in America, they are always first in the line when it came to buying a 7-Eleven, Subway franchise,
Mhm, yeah. Yeah,
a
yeah,
gas station, a motel, a hotel,
yeah.
or a degree or something. They were first in the line. But their civic investments in terms of counselors, uh, let's say super PACs, I'm
Mhm,
being very honest, this is an equally important role in life. Or just, education about who we are.
mhm.
We never did it because we were all on the other side. The Americans told us, put your head down, work hard, get educated, you'll get a job.
Mhm.
And we did that. And we thought everything will fall in place. And we completely ignored the social side of it. And then by the time we realized it, America had become batshit polarized.
What do you mean by I'm not I think I know what you mean maybe, but tell me,
So, what
like,
I'm
what is
trying
the
to
social
say is
side of it?
that we suck at social messaging. So, by the time the American zeitgeist was Operation Olympics,
Mhm,
everybody had kind of had that pie of the pizza,
mhm,
of the slice, right?
mhm.
And there were crumbs left on the table of the Operation Pizza. And the Indians came to eat the crumbs because they were busy studying.
See, I would say those are crumbs you aren't even entitled to.
I know. I don't
And
want them
and I
either.
think they got more than crumbs just based on some of the stuff that I saw. I'm basing this purely on Hollywood, but, like, to me, that you were getting way more food than you should have if we're talking about the Oppression Olympics
Did
as
you,
a pie or
did you see
slice or
that
whatever.
guy who faked his way through medical school by pretending to be
Yeah, that's
African?
Mindy Kaling's brother.
So, how
That
can
guy's
you
a
do
fucking legend, dude. That
that?
guy's a fucking legend. Do you think if I could have passed, I wouldn't have done that? My parents would have been so much more proud of me than they are now.
Like, shabash, beta.
Yeah, you got in. Oh, I love that guy, dude. I
Dude,
love that guy.
and you know that guy, he just what he did was he bet on the fact that Americans are ignorant as fuck.
Yeah,
They would see a dark-skinned person and they would assume that person is African American
yeah, yeah, yeah.
without realizing Indians are dark as fuck too,
Yeah.
just the southern ones, and he just ran with it.
I mean, he's a legend, dude. I love that guy. That guy is awesome. That's
He,
my hero.
and you know what the funny thing is? Inside all of that, you might find a random Indian who is dark as fuck but will be racist too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Some Indian is like, get this black guy away from me,
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And when I read that story, my first response was, "My man."
Yeah, I love that guy. I was never fake outraged about that. Fuck that, dude. God bless you.
Obviously, I won't do something like it, but
I would have. I didn't think I could pass. If I could have passed as anything that would have gotten me in, I'm doing it. God bless.
dude, but he really he did a number on everyone, right?
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
did a number on everyone. But do you think today, with I was noticing your comedy, right? A lot of your comedy, at least I've never seen you live as in on stage, but I've seen you through YouTube. That's all I know. So your comedy is, would it be fair to say it's a lot of observational humor?
I don't know. We describe observational humor as like, what's going on with this mic stand? That's how I think comics think of observational humor, I think. What do you think observational humor is?
It would be looking at your reality from your individual experience and finding the funny in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Like I think as I've tried to grow as a person, it's been reflective of what I'm trying to do in the sense of, like, this second special, the Gaslit one. Bring Back Apu was a kind of a pre-therapy me, looking at how I felt about the race stuff, about the Apu thing. The second special, Gaslit, was as I'm entering into marriage, and I didn't do this consciously, I think it's just what it was. As I'm entering into marriage in this very serious relationship, this is my thoughts on relationships, and then also just kind of how crazy and how polarized everything felt at the time. And then this third one is gonna be more so about, like, okay, our parents or grandparents, parents for us, made this massive sacrifice to bring us to this country. How do we pay them back for that? How do we navigate in this? How do we it's gonna be called generational triumph, where, like, we talk about generational trauma a lot, and I think there's this kind of oppression Olympics type of thing we do as Indians where we really just make that about our trauma, and I don't think you understand how traumatizing it was for your parents to come here for you to have these opportunities. So how do we navigate that?
That's a good point to discuss. It's just the evil thought. Imagine having your special and a segment just to mock
Mhm.
the idea of somebody telling all those old uncles and aunties to go back to India.
They'd be better off.
Yeah.
A lot of them would be
And you know
better
what
off.
the funny thing is? It never works on me. Has it ever worked on you? Is it the
Go back
fundamental?
to India?
Yeah.
I don't care. Here's my philosophy. I don't care really what you guys say about us or how you look at us. I care how we look at us. And I'm not saying I have everything figured out or the best perspective on Indians or of India or whatever, but if we are celebrating ourselves and loving ourselves, we're enough. We don't need I don't care if white people say racist things about us online. And maybe that's my coping mechanism because I don't want to deal with it, but I think that's not nearly as important as whether or not Indians celebrate each other, or South Asians celebrate each other, love each other, hold each other up. That's more important to me, and that's going to have much more of an impact than how we get them to look at us. I can't affect how you look at us. I can affect how we treat each other.
So I did do this once to a racist in Canada online. That person, I reached out to that person.
Hmm.
My DMs are closed.
Yeah.
I DM'd that person, and once long time ago during university also this had happened. And this person was saying racist things to me, and all I said was, if you need a job, you can ask nicely.
That's funny. That's good.
That really hurt that person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Nothing. He never got back. Never, never. I was like, because you're just accusing me of taking your job.
Yeah,
If you need a job, you
I
can
can
ask
refer you.
nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, never say go back to India to an Indian. They go back every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
They go back every
Oh
year.
my god.
Indians were economic migrants.
Yeah.
Indians, which is why if somebody looks at my work, I would be the first one that Indians should not be granted asylum visas in any Western country because that's just a fraud. It is, man. It's. You think Indians are oppressed in India? Macho, who's oppressed in India? Do you think after all Samay and Ranveer have gone through,
Yeah.
who made them? The Indian system, India, Indians, all the love they get, despite all of it.
Yeah.
You think they're going to run away? Macho, they're going to make their money over there. Indians are not oppressed in India. Indians have problems in India.
I know comedians who are thinking of moving.
And
I kn
they'll come back.
I know comedians who are applying for visas to leave India because you cannot do it's an artistic endeavor is impossible in India. It is,
You
and it's
think
getting impossible here. Because it has to be a reflection of how I feel in society, and that's oftentimes not good. So I need to be free to do that. And this is my thing with India. If you don't have freedom of speech, fine. Don't pretend you celebrate stand up. Just get rid of it. Just ban the entire thing. It's a sham.
don't give them ideas.
What? Yeah, no, I would prefer that because the comedy that comes out, I watch it and it sickens me because I see talented comedians having to do this fucking milquetoast comedy that has no teeth whatsoever. It disgusts me to watch talented people have to do that to navigate a government censorship. And that could be happening here right now. But as someone who, I've said this before, maybe on your the pod I did with you, stand-up comedy, I'm a Hindu, pretty proudly religious, but stand-up is religious for me as well. I feel God gave me this thing, and I must do what I can to protect it. That is an attack on the religion of stand-up. Just ban it. Don't. It's disgusting to watch. I watch the clips, and I'm like, this is what we're fucking talking about? Jesus Christ, dude.
It also depends upon a personal perspective and a taste, right? Maybe comedy, different people have different comedy preferences. Let's say, so I'll give you 3, 4 examples of different kinds of comedy. Who's that guy who just does baniya jokes? I love him. I forgot, Gaurav Gupta or something.
Gaurav Kapoor, maybe?
No, Kapoor is funny.
Yeah.
He's that Delhi guy. This guy,
That guy's funny, man. He's adorable.
he's funny. But see, he doesn't do aggressive humor, right? What is that guy's name, यार? वो मेरे को बंदा बड़ा अच्छा लगा था. वो सिर्फ बनियों के जोक मारता है यार. He literally um, just does like, yeah, Gaurav Gupta. So he does baniya jokes. He is a baniya, grew up in a baniya family, and he has that perspective of what baniyas do and don't do, and he only sticks to that. And it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine,
Yeah.
and obviously, could he do edgy stuff? Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
But what he does is good enough.
Yeah.
Now, I think in terms of edgy humor, I think Samay, it comes natural to him. You know why? Because उसको हम हिंदी हमारी बॉम्बे की भाषा में बोलते हैं, उसकी गांड में चुल है बेसिकली. उसको अंदर वो कीड़ा है उसके पिछवाड़े में.
Yeah.
He sees something, उसको लगता है इसमें कुछ टेढ़ा होना चाहिए.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see, his mind is टेढ़ा.
Yeah.
So it comes naturally to him. I don't think it comes naturally to every
You
comic.
don't no, I don't think every comic has to do that. I don't. But I watch either the stand-up, there's no Indians like that outside of Samay, which I don't believe, because I know Indians can be pretty sharp and pretty dark and they can go there. And all of a sudden in stand-up, that's not reflected.
Yeah, and I think it will. And we need to push more.
I don't think it will.
Oh, I'm predicting another 15 years. I don't even see your kids living here.
America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our children are going to move to India. And I say this with a lot of seriousness.
I've thought about living in India. I'm being serious. I can't because the freedom of speech is too limited for me to pursue what I want to pursue there.
We'll fight. We'll push.
If it changed, I would 1000%. I'm not even. Bangalore to me is all. The weather is amazing.
Oh, you traitor! You're from Mumbai.
I know. Well, I'm not from Mumbai. My dad is from UP. My mom is from UP. My mom is from near Banaras. My dad is from near.
So many of your family members are in Mumbai.
I have one family member in Mumbai. I just go there for work. I have no family in Mumbai outside of one bhaiya. Bhaiya and my bhabhi are in Mumbai, and I think my wife has
suffer Bangalore traffic.
Oh yeah. I'm not traveling much in Bangalore. Mumbai traffic's not that much better.
No, better than Bangalore.
Chandigarh is great.
Chandigarh is good.
And we had, actually, no, we don't have family there anymore. But Punjab, my Masi, my wife's Masi lived. She passed away sadly. But Chandigarh, I really loved. But the weather in Bangalore was, unbelievable.
Weather is beautiful.
I would live there, no question. The exchange rate, I would be so rich over there. Jesus Christ, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, good God, I'm great over there. Yeah. But the freedom of speech thing bothers me. It's actually not even bother. It frightens me.
Have you done like the shows in India?
No, I
start doing it.
Partly am afraid, but more so in protest, because you guys do not allow the art form to flourish over there.
Do we allow Russell Peters or not?
Russell Peters, again, does a specific kind of comedy, but if you want Indian-born comics to... Russell Peters came up here, got famous, they had to accept him. If you want Indian-born comics to grow up and flourish and see diversity of comedy, and I don't mean diversity in look, I mean diversity of... There's a guy in America, his name was Jeff Foxworthy.
Mm-hmm.
You might be a country guy who's a redneck. He was like, you might be a redneck if you blah, 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 you might be a redneck. That was his whole style of humor. That's fine. That should exist. That Bunny guy, all those jokes, Gaurav Gupta or whatever his name is, that's fine. That should exist. If everything becomes that, you don't have stand-up.
No, that I agree. Like, Gaurav Kapoor is a brilliant comic. He's super funny. Like, his crowd work is amazing. I've seen him.
Yeah. And I love crowd work.
Honestly, it's only after you mentioned a few names the last time we spoke in Mumbai that I started looking up at Indian comics. I was not consuming a lot of Indian comedy. And this guy was there. Abhishek Upamanyu is funny. I like Abhishek Upamanyu. Obviously, Varun Grover. I think Varun Grover is a very political comic. And I don't agree with his politics, but I think he's funny.
A comic that's pretty big over there said to me, the artist in me is dead. Now I'm just a businessman. And it wasn't probably who you think it was. It's not a guy doing business podcasts. It's a guy who is a comedian. And we know, I think people's perception of him was, oh, yeah, that guy was a comic. And he said, the artist in me is dead. I can't deal with it anymore. It's gone. That's a sad thing, dude. That's a sad thing.
But do you think that is because he was scared of the government, or do you think that is because the money in doing milk toast things in India?
For a fact, scared of the government.
Oh, wow.
For a fact, scared of the government.
Am I the only retard?
Yeah, that's what I said to you on our pod. You're the only person, because you are, again, you have money before. So I don't need your money.
Like this,
And you
clearly
live in
something is
Canada.
wrong with me then.
You're safe in Canada. And we have a privilege. I'm not saying this to insult you. Like Ranveer Labadia, and whenever I put this podcast out, he said to me, whenever we put our podcast out, he said to me, you were like the first guy to really defend me, and I thank you for that. And I wanted to be proud of that. I said, it's also safe for me to do that. Because at the time, we had freedom of speech in America, truly. So I can say whatever I want to say. And if India's government doesn't like it, I'm an American citizen. You can't really do anything to me. So I can tweet, I don't give a fuck if you don't like what Ranveer said. Suck my dick. I can say that. I'm here. So we have a luxury, and you are still brave, but we also have a safety they don't
I
have.
live more in India than I live in Canada.
Where's your citizenship?
Indian.
Indian
I have
citizen.
an Indian passport.
You've never gotten Canadian citizenship.
No,
Well,
and
then
I'm
you're
never going to
retarded.
take it.
Well, then you're retarded. I don't know what you want from me. And if you say retarded too many times, you might have to apologize in the Indian Supreme Court. Luckily, the government in power likes you. If that changes,
No, I will not. Once somebody asked me that, what if you go to court and the court says to apologize? What would you have done? Go to jail. I would. I am dead serious. I will go to jail.
you're retarded.
Will it be hard on my wife? Yes. Will my mom really cry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I will go to jail. I will not say sorry.
Can you drink the water in India?
Yes. I'll do some setting in jail. India is corrupt. It's a good thing.
That's also a fear I had when I was doing those podcasts out there. I thought, I don't know, your mind goes to worst case. I'm like, what if I ended up going to jail?
Nothing's gonna happen.
I couldn't even drink the water, though.
Listen, India has issues. It's not that bad. It's not Pakistan. Listen, it's not Pakistan. All right, fucking India.
Yeah.
Eh,
But you don't have freedom of speech.
we don't. You.
I said I was being hyperbolic. So I just want any idiots in the comments. I said this was a hyperbolic thought I had. But I do think, as a stand-up comedian who values stand-up, who didn't like what the left was doing 10 years ago and openly said it, and now hates what the right is doing, is openly saying it. I think my religion is outside of Hinduism. It's comedy. That's my political thing. Freedom of speech. That's why I care about it. You can't do it there. That's why I wouldn't live there.
So let's do it. That's what I'm telling everyone. The solution does not lie in finding a way out. Yes. In fact, it makes it even more important for people like you, me, some of us who are in this position. Listen, what happened to Ranveer? Do you think many others did not stand up for him? Obviously, I was probably the loudest voice in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's assume I'm retarded, but many others came out. Vijita Iyer Mitra came out. Many other came out openly supporting, you know, uh, Dostcast, Vinamra. The first thing he told me, bhai, come on my podcast. That's the podcast that got the most viral, right?
Mm.
When I went on Vinamra and I pretty much abused the whole society.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and I remember that podcast had gone so viral that my friends who don't give a damn about anything had called me, Arey, teri reel aayi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's how viral it had gone because it really pushed it into the main sphere.
Yeah.
And see, they want you to be scared. You should just call the bluff out. That I always tell people, okay, let's assume hypothetical scenario. 20 years ago, you could not criticize Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of crazy people called ex-Muslims, basically people who left Islam, are from a Muslim background, just started criticizing it. And I'll give you the entire story. It started from the comfort of Western society.
Mhm.
The first lot of ex-Muslims were British and Canadian ex-Muslims, not American. Imagine,
Mhm.
America is the bastion of free speech.
Mhm.
But the first lot of ex-Muslims were Canadian and British ex-Muslims.
Mhm.
Then some Australian, somebody who's a very dear friend, a Pakistani ex-Muslim, Haris Sultan. He started saying things openly in Urdu.
Mhm.
See, because it was not crossing over, because most of these ex-Muslims originally from the West were only speaking in Hindi,
Mhm.
or in English, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. And then they started speaking in Urdu, Hindi,
Mhm.
Punjabi.
Mhm.
Imagine Punjabi ex-Muslim.
Yeah.
And that's when it became viral. And today, being an ex-Muslim is normal. Does that mean there will be no case of violence? No,
Mhm.
it will happen. But today, criticism of Islam is normalized. The idea is that when Samay went through what he did, the problem is it was only a few like you, me,
Mhm.
and we are at that stage
Yeah.
where some of us, we did it, we normalized it. But imagine if tomorrow 50 million Indian social media accounts start saying the same joke that Samay Raina did. You think the Indian prison system has the capacity for 50 million people inside jail?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
They don't. And you have to see, which is why you have to blaspheme.
Mhm.
When you blaspheme, things become normal.
Mhm. I agree with you. It's hard for people to make that leap because people operate from a place of fear, largely. So, in theory, there's a movie. It's a kids movie in America. It's called Ants, and the whole point is these grasshoppers rule the ants. But there's way more ants than there are grasshoppers. If they ever realized that and united, they could get these grasshoppers out of there, no problem. It was like a metaphor, or whatever the word is, for allegory for society. In India, the ants are way more than the grasshoppers. The citizens are way more than the government officials. But they can lay the hammer down on enough citizens that every other citizen is like, you know what, maybe this isn't worth it. And that's every revolution that's ever happened is finally there's a breaking point where the ants say, you know what, we've had enough. I don't care if you can squash out a few of us. We're willing to sacrifice ourselves for that. Very few people are willing to do that for free speech or stand up or whatever it
I
is.
think the only reason the politicians are able to muzzle is there is a enough in number of people who actually agree with the muzzling bit. That's why the politicians are
Yeah.
able to do it.
And they also control the media, and they're making an effort to control and it's exactly what's
The
happening here.
media was always controlled in
Media is
India.
always controlled, but they control it. So, yeah, I'm not saying who controls or what. I'm not it's not
No, it doesn't matter.
irrespective of party.
The
Whoever the party in power is controls
Yeah, media is
TV.
just compliant to
And
the
I don't know if you were the one that said it to me, but,
yeah.
like, the number of people who don't have internet is really big in India. So if the government, whoever's in power, controls the TV, there's tons of people who only get information from that TV. There's hundreds of millions who don't have access to internet, and all their information is from here. So you can very easily tell these people exactly what you want them to believe, and now you got them on your side. So then how do you navigate?
I think it's doable. I think in India, what we need is a persistent effort from people, and it's basically a continuous process of ideas. And I I'm very bullish on the idea that eventually one day we will, that's why I decided to write this book that I'm gonna probably release in December, where I show the history of how actually India lost free speech. And India had more free speech probably before these incidents than ever. And how these incidents led to India's destruction, and how each political party in India is guilty.
Can you name me an incident? Because I don't know.
So it starts, the blasphemy law in India comes in 1925.
Oh, wow.
Do-
Before India.
Yeah, before
Okay.
in British India.
Yeah.
So there is this famous Rangila Rasool case, which
Hmm.
starts. Uh, there was series of pamphlets written in 1910 to 1925.
Hmm.
Muslims writing against Hindus, Hindus writing against Muslims,
Hmm.
and it reaches to a point where the Muslims riot and the Hindus respond,
Hmm.
which is the history of India.
Yeah.
And then the British were like, how do we deal with this shit? 295A blasphemy law.
Mm.
Now look at the irony. The British go in 1947. If the Indian political class was so pure and pious, they would have gotten rid of these laws, right?
Yeah.
They used every single law that the British had, and they doubled down on it.
Mm.
Imagine, they
Yeah.
doubled down on it.
Yeah.
And that's been the journey of Indian politics. And we are making slow strides. Listen, the internet has been the greatest boon in India.
Yeah.
It has smashed open opportunities like crazy. Today, when you put on Netflix in India, listen, I grew up in an India in 1980s. You did not have kissing scenes in
Mm-mm.
Indian films. You
Yeah.
remember any
Yeah.
Indian
Yeah.
movie with a kissing scene?
No.
No, even the movies you guys used to
Yeah.
watch, the Karan
Movies we
Johar
watch. Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Maybe noses would touch.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But now you have full on kissing scenes,
Yeah.
right? It's normalized.
Yeah.
Normalized. It's just there. So like I said, it's because somebody did it first. Somebody had a moral panic then.
Yeah.
And then again it was done. Again it was done. Again it was done. And then everybody was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's how it always happens.
Mm-hmm.
When you let an idea play itself out. So yes, in many ways, unfortunately, Samay, Ranveer, and all these people, they are the first ones,
Mm-hmm.
they are the
Yeah.
lambs to the slaughter.
Right.
But there are many more Samay Rainas that are going to come.
Yeah.
And you can't stop a deviant person.
Yeah.
A deviant will be a deviant.
Yeah. But so my understanding of the Samay Arena case is they were using the Ranveer Samay India's Got a Latent thing as an outrage vehicle so they could pass a law that would allow them to censor internet content.
But that IT Act has come. The IT Act has no special legislation that was not there before.
Okay.
So the only thing the IT Act was gotten in for was data privacy in India. I mean, I've read the IT Act. That's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. And as far as the censorious bits of Indian laws are concerned, there were enough censorious bits. You
Mhm.
can't censor more.
Okay.
We had enough legal framework
Right.
to censor before that. So I don't think that would be an issue. I think a lot of discourse in India, with due respect to the Indian left and right, is just extremely below 70 IQ. And I think, when you listen to Indians talking to each other, you start losing IQ points. Like it's almost, IQ points are dropping out. That's how stupid the discourse is. So I think that to me is not an issue.
Okay.
But what do you make of this entire state in America right now, where everybody's so desperate to find a racial angle in everything?
Mhm.
What happened to hating somebody for just being horrible?
Yeah. Yeah, everything got so political, probably social media and like Tumblr and X and all these things. I think the voices that are gonna be the loudest are the craziest. Does that make sense? The most antagonistic, the ones that trigger our emotions the most, it's always gonna be the extremes. The rational thing, that's gonna get lost. Somebody saying something insane on either side, you're gonna say, "What the fuck is that?" And that's gonna get retweeted, and then people will kind of agree or kind of disagree, and then it just becomes this whole thing. And I think because of like the retweet society or whatever you want to call it, that's what's made everything louder and louder and more racial or political or whatever divide there is. And that's, I don't know how you reverse that, but I think that's how we got here.
Did you know that Wall Street Silver account, that very big account on Twitter, was a guy in Yemen?
Who? Wall Street Silver?
Oh, yes. Wait, I'll tell you the handle. He ran two accounts. You have no idea how much of this shit is just foreign governments interfering in democracies. What was that? Wall Street something?
May I use
Wall
the
Street.
restroom while we do this?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure, sure,
I
sure.
pee a lot, guys. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay. We all pee.
Not as much as me, my friend. Every 45 minutes, basically.
Hmm?
It's a real issue.
Yeah, this fucking handle. Wall Street Mav is a fucking brown guy in Yemen.
Hmm.
Most of the accounts on the internet are bots, a giant chunk
Wow.
of them. And unfortunately, every state apparatus is now doing this. It started with primarily non democratic setups:
Hmm. Like Russia?
Russia, China, Pakistan, Bangladesh,
Hmm.
and North Korea, and all those. They started using freedoms, that democracies like ours, India, America, Canada, and all these countries provide. And they genuinely generate rage bait.
Wow.
And
So that's a real thing.
a giant chunk of Indian hatred online is
Mhm.
basically Pakistani and Bangladeshi bots shitting on and the idea. And the idea is
What
that
about the IT cell? Isn't that a thing that BJP employs?
those are internal things. IT cell, every political party has an IT cell. Congress has an IT cell. BJP has an IT cell. Aam Aadmi Party has an IT cell.
Okay.
And I know people who work in those IT cells,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
And yeah, they are paid. They are paid to rage bait about internal politics.
Mhm.
So it's funny, like you know how shameless this internet business is concerned, right? I'm not gonna give you. Let's not read the name, but that doesn't day doesn't go out about. Look at the top email inquiry about us.
Yeah, yeah.
This is so normal. This is so normal, and I can guarantee you, at least 90% of Indian podcasters do it.
Wow.
And you know what bugs me the most is
Hmm.
you don't even declare it's paid podcast.
Yeah. So they would pay to be on your pod, or they
They
would pay
would
you
pay
to
to
be.
be on my part, just to be interviewed by me. This is the business model of podcasting in India.
Yeah.
Believe me when I say I'm the only guy probably who doesn't do it, and one or two exceptions here
Yeah,
and there.
because again, the exchange rate. What is it even?
No, but I can't live with myself with the idea that tomorrow if I will go become a textile businessman again. Like I did not do this. Like what is this?
I'm just saying we are in a position of convenience. Someone asked if I want to do a private gig in India, which private shows, if you're a comedian, usually suck. And I said, "What's your budget?" And then he said something like between 2 and 4 lakh or something like that. And I did the exchange rate, and it was like $4,000. And I was like, "That's my ticket. I'm not doing your show." But it's very easy for me if I'm in India. That's a different amount of
No,
money.
no, but 4 lakhs in India is good, right?
Yeah, but
Go
here,
there, you're
so,
getting 4 lakhs for a
so
gig. They
exactly.
put you in a hotel.
So if someone was like, "I'll pay to be on your podcast. I'll give you 1 lakh," you'd be like, Fuck yourself. $1,200. I'm going to compromise my morals." In India, 1 lakh is 1 lakh. You might be like, "All right, maybe I'll do that."
And this is the problem. Like I know the going rate goes from 1 lakh to 15 lakhs, and
Mm-hmm.
they're doing it. And this is what the social media game has become.
Mm-hmm.
It's influence peddling,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens in America too. In the realm of politics, you have enough cases of the the Arab nations
Mm-hmm.
peddling their agenda.
Yeah,
The the Khalistanis also do it, by the way. I
they can
mean,
afford it.
do you think celebrities talking about farmers' protests in India was out of the purity of their heart?
I talked to, I didn't get paid.
Well, because you're chutia, you suck at it. Dude, you really think celebrities? Okay, I have no evidence, but ask yourself. So, allegedly, everything is allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
But are you really saying that celebrities talking about farmers' protests in India,
You mean Indian celebrities or celebrities in America?
global celebrities,
Rihanna.
you think you think she cares so much about these causes? Let's
Mm.
get fucking real, okay? Like there was a very famous ad.
How much would that cost?
I have no fucking clue. It depends. This market ranges from
Because she's so rich.
dude. Sometimes they do it for pleasing. So favors are not in cash. Favors are sometimes in kind.
Mm.
And let's get real. We live in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
These things happen. And obviously, you have to say allegedly is because these things happen and
Mm-hmm.
they happen in a very murky way.
Mm-hmm.
Like आप ये कर दो, मैं आपके ये है यहाँ काम करा दूंगा.
Mm-hmm.
अब आप इसको बुक ऑफ अकाउंट्स में कैसे दिखाओगे? आप दिखा ही नहीं सकते ना.
Yeah, yeah,
You can't even show it.
yeah,
But ये होता है. और
yeah.
ये everybody does it. The Americans also do it. You think the American government is not interested in Indian content creators?
Mm.
Do you think Indian content creators who may not
Where
speak
is my check? I'm for sale. I am for sale. I told you I have a wife with expensive taste. I like nice watches. I'm for sale. Talk to me.
Yeah, these things happen, man. These things, and unfortunately, in fact, they don't like it when I talk about it. Content creators, they're like, "यार भैया आप ये बात कर देते हो ना, आपकी यही problem है."
Mhm,
They don't like it because I say the quiet part out loud
mhm,
because I don't indulge in it,
mhm,
and they can't throw me out of the industry is because I'm too important.
mhm.
So they can't throw me out.
Yeah,
And then I'm like this deviant. I'm like that one non-corrupt guy in an office full of 100 corrupt people.
yeah,
And they're like, because of you, bastard guy,
yeah.
we can't live
Right,
peacefully
right.
because you tell our secrets out to the world.
Mhm,
It's really like this. I've
mhm.
been told that by multiple people that I'm a problem.
Yeah,
I'm a problem for the industry because I don't play by the rules of the game. And every celebrity that I know, they don't look at it. Influence peddling is like brand endorsement.
okay.
You get paid to promote a phone, you get paid to promote an idea.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It has come down to that.
yeah.
And everybody does it. People pretend to do it. There are paid sponsored videos where neither the payment is declared, neither the sponsorship is declared. I know American YouTubers have been involved in all sorts of shady shit. Political YouTubers, American YouTubers on both sides of the aisle, they get involved in all sorts of shady shit. And I know recently there was a blow up in Canada where there were allegations of the Russians paying giant sums of money to Canadian YouTubers
Mm,
to peddle pro Russia propaganda. And these things happen. We live in the real world. You think there were no old school journalists on the payrolls of the Russians or the Americans
mhm.
or the Indians or the
Yeah,
Chinese? Like,
right.
this has happened forever.
Mhm,
This is lobbying. This is influence peddling. And this is never going to go. Human beings are always going to be human beings. They are
mhm.
always going to go for a price.
Yeah,
It's just the price differentiates as per the economy.
yeah, yeah.
So the cost of an American YouTuber saying nice things about you or your culture might be exorbitant,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean they will not say it.
Yeah.
So the famous ad was an old ad where Hirji, an actor, he says it in Hindi. I think it was of Sprite or something. I don't remember. Where he says, "Logon ko paise do, kuch bhi bol dalte hain."
Mm.
As in, you give people money,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
say anything,
yeah.
and that's what it is. It's
Mhm,
it's literally that, and we live in that era. We have always the what my problem with Elon Musk is that Elon kind of with the democratization of the blue tick, he just pushed it to the next level.
this guy's a fucking clown. Elon.
I mean, he's brilliant in his field.
Where is his anti-censorship thing now? I haven't seen him tweet about Kimmel, one word. His whole freedom of speech is under attack. You can't make jokes anymore. Now, all of a sudden, your guy's doing it and you got nothing to say. You're the richest man in the world. You're good. You're good. Again, maybe it's easy for me to say because I don't have anything to lose in that sense. Like, Elon has a lot to lose, a lot of jobs on the line, a lot of whatever, and maybe that's a pressure I don't understand. But on the surface, it seems gross.
Yeah. And I think his answer would be they didn't care when the system came after me.
But does that matter or does free speech matter? Because you pretended free speech mattered. You didn't care that it was about getting even. You didn't say this is about getting even. You said this is about free speech. I bought Twitter for free speech. You went on Rogan and said that. I'm losing so much money, but I just believe in free speech. Well, if you believe in free speech, then lose some more money and say something right now.
Mm.
Seems so simple.
But just one last bit on the community. Where do you think wha- with this rising hatred, we should not dismiss it in its entirety. I do sense some fear in our community. Like look, I'm a political podcaster.
Mhm.
I don't expect politics from you, but I know you do care for the community at the
Mhm.
same time.
Yeah.
So all these things that this hatred against our community, especially in North America. Now there was a giant rally in Australia where people specifically mentioned Indians.
Mhm.
So how do we as a community deal with it? Now, I'll tell you where things got really screwed up for us. I'm sure you heard the news of the unfortunate incident at the Florida Turnpike of that
Yeah.
the trucker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, when I started digging up the facts of the case, lo and behold, the trucker came on a false claim to America. He claimed he was oppressed in India.
Mm-hmm.
Then he he did what he did. He took a wrong U-turn. 3 people lost their lives, unfortunately. He went to jail. And then I don't know who started that fucking petition, but that petition was the worst thing that could have happened to our community
Which petition?
to reduce his sentence. That
Uh,
petition. And then everybody starts. I didn't sign that petition. Somebody from within the community, Punjabi, had sent it to me. I said, "Are you guys fucking insane? You're digging your own grave. Don't do this." And then, because my stand has always been, Indians don't deserve asylum status. Indians are not oppressed in India.
mm-hmm.
They don't deserve asylum status.
Mm-hmm.
It You are not North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, probably Pakistani atheists have a case. Indians don't, in that
Right.
sense. You're still a democracy. You don't get to play that oppression card in the asylum game. And then this guy does what he does, and today the entire community has to pay the price for it, and even the innocent Sikh community has to pay the price for all this bullshit that's happening. I'm really concerned about it because, see, what happens with the innocent Sikh community is that the pagdi stands out.
Yeah.
You and me, we don't stand out.
Yeah.
The pug stands out.
Absolutely.
And that's what scares me the most.
Mm-hmm.
That, again, a micro minority of loon bags
Mm-hmm.
who do what they do for an imaginary Khalistan. And it is an imaginary Khalistan. You know what? Next time you come to India, we'll go to Punjab together.
Mm-hmm.
I will take you to Punjab. And you will start laughing. He's like, what the hell? There's nothing over here. And these things eventually have a trickle down effect. And that's what worries me. Because the irony is, the guy came to America, this trucker, claiming asylum on a false claim that he was oppressed because he wants a Khalistan. When he got caught, an Indian politician who was a former food processing minister with the Modi government, then they split after the farm laws.
Mm-hmm.
Harsimrat Kaur Badal does a video in Punjabi where she requests the government of India to save the same guy. Hang on, how can you be oppressed and then saved by the same person?
Yeah.
You see how fraudulent that is.
Yeah.
But how do we deal with these things? Because we don't criticize our own.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very famous Urdu Punjabi saying where कुछ शहर के लोग भी जालिम थे, कुछ हमें भी मरने का शौक था. As in, yes, the society had a problem, but we were also self-inflicting some wounds on ourselves.
Okay.
Like the oppression Olympics I am 100% with you. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Now, recently, we also had this case where BAPS just gave, BAPS is in New Jersey, gave a new statement. 4 years that case went on about that imaginary discrimination that they were doing. They came out scot-free. But that doesn't mean, then there was some Gujarati fellow who was doing some fake immigration scams and then he got caught. Now, how do we deal with it as a community? How do we, with all of this rubbish?
I think whatever happens to them happens to them. I don't think you need to. So it's funny. Is Fareed Zakaria, who I think is seen as a fairly left-wing person, was on our Flagrant podcast, and he said America's been too lenient with asylum seeking. It was like this loophole that Biden just kind of allowed to get exploited, and that is a big problem for immigration. So if America closed that would be good. I don't think that guy should be let off if he killed 3 people. Whatever happens, happens. You move to America, now you're part of the American justice system. That is, and I'm not even saying it rudely. That's what comes with being here. This is the justice system. You're innocent until you're proven guilty. If you're on camera making an illegal U-turn that kills 3 people, you're probably going to be proven guilty. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. I don't think we need to go out of our way to say people that we know are guilty. There was one other thing you brought up that I don't remember what it was, but
so you don't think the rise of the suddenly gay people is an accident?
yeah. I don't fully believe it's an accident. There's a lot of people who probably were gay, and didn't talk about it, but they're not coming here.
The amount of Indian homos suddenly on paper.
Yeah, so I think whatever kind of happens to them, and I just that to me, that's how you deal with it. I don't, like, feel the need to save that guy because he looks like me. If he fucked up, he fucked up. I don't know, maybe I'm being too
No,
thoughtful about it,
see,
or
but
I'm too
this is
whatever
how
focused.
I would respond to it too. But my problem is that I have often maintained this, that the consequences of silence in many occasions, and when you speak about the worst issues, can
Yeah,
have consequences as a community,
yeah,
because we live in the real world.
mhm, yeah,
All this individualism, and people often talk about it. It's all good on paper, but eventually human beings are tribal.
yeah,
Our psychology is tribal.
mhm,
And then they don't understand that, they will look at that guy and they'll like, oh, these turban wearing people.
mhm,
No, boss, turban wearing people are good, good people.
mhm,
And that's what worries me every single day, that eventually there is a tsunami coming towards our community over here. And I think we also have a very important role to play in it, which we have not. This is my view. I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be corrected. But I see a lot of problems in the community. I think the biggest mistake that our community did was never reach out to people like you.
mhm,
All these, activisty organizations, they
yeah,
never reached out to people
no,
like you.
no,
They would have a problem with people because, oh, Akash गाली देता है, kind of a thing.
yeah,
अरे मैं जो गाली देता तो क्या हो गया,
yeah,
kind of a thing.
yeah,
But the I think they just did not make the right investments as a community. Secondly, they did not even educate people. Like, they did not reach out to you, nor did they bother to educate you.
mhm,
So you just ended up living just like any other American. And I think every community deserves the right spokesperson, because I repeat, like it or not, you live in a tribal world.
mhm,
You cannot get over your tribal identity as much as you think you can.
mhm,
I think you have a very very idealistic view of the world, where who cares?
yeah.
Because the- a- and eventually it will all come back to bite the community, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think to me somehow that's more fatalistic, and I don't think that's gonna happen, but I've kind of scoffed at everything that ended up being true. I was like, Trump is not gonna be some complete fascist that's gonna control the guy. I was like, come on, guys, we're being a little dramatic here. And I've been wrong. So maybe it will happen. I don't know that it's going to because it seems like it just exists online in these extremist fringe groups. But maybe, yeah, maybe I don't know. And that's something I guess I can't wrap my mind around it right now, so I don't have a good answer. But
Fair enough.
I to me, yeah, if we continue to invest in ourselves and love ourselves and uplift ourselves as much as we can, that w not that that will take care of everything, but that's the most important step right now. And I think part of loving ourselves would be not needing to overcompensate. If a guy breaks the law and kills 3 people, alright.
Okay, I had this proposition.
Mhm.
You're in the process of your third special now.
Yeah.
Why don't you uh, why don't you give it a shot in India this time? Record it in India.
Because recording is too big of a risk, but I would run it in India.
You would?
Yeah. I would absolutely, do the shows out there. Again, I just don't agree with the way they're treating stand-up, so I won't do it kind of in protest. And maybe I would, but, like
You sh- if you do all the jokes in India,
mhm.
you don't you think you're doing everyone else a favor by pushing that line?
This special is not again, so my other stuff was a little more political. This one is not as much. And maybe there's things that would offend Indian sensibilities over there, but I don't.
Good.
Yeah, and if so, I'd be more inclined to do it, but this one doesn't feel as, like, pushing and prodding and poking like I used to do. I feel like that's kind of, I'm past it, not past it like I'm above it, but, like, emotionally, it doesn't excite me like it used to. So, this special wouldn't do have that an effect of prodding over there that I would like, and if it did, then maybe I would do it just because of that, because they need that, but, yeah, I would go ahead and just say almost, yeah, in protest, I don't wanna do shows over there.
See, imagine you can have a set with an Indian jail background. It would be so ironic. You talking about issues inside a set
If
that
I could think of
replicates an
jokes that
Indian
would
jail.
play, I would. I would absolutely do that. Again, it's easy for me to be fearless because I get to come back here.
And see, the trick is you record the whole thing and then you fly back to India
and then you
then
put it
put
up.
it on.
I've thought about
Let them.
I thought about doing this documentary. I'll tell you what does, and you'll say nothing would happen. But I've thought about doing a documentary where, like, maybe something like I make a bunch of jokes about each religion, and I do Hindus last, and I put them all online and watch nothing happen, and then I put the Hindus joke online and I watch everybody freak out in India, and I'm in America at that point. The thing that I wouldn't do it for is because I don't even know if I'm comfortable saying this because I feel like they'll do it. My wife's family is not Hindu, so I feel they will make her family in India the cause of whatever. Because when I said you should, basically give minimum support pricing back to the farmers or whatever, I said, everybody said, oh, he's brainwashed by his wife. She's a Khalistani. My wife's not a Khalistani, but they needed to put something out there and they needed some kind of explanation. So that immediately, and my wife wasn't making TikTok content at the time. She wasn't putting anything online, but his wife is sick. She's a Khalistani. That's why he's doing it. He's brainwashed by her. And then I just don't want any hatred to go toward, oh, her family's in India. They live XYZ. It just felt like that's a risk it's not worth taking. Because it's not, if it happens to me, like you said, I would go to jail. You said that, and that's admirable. If they threw your wife in jail, you would have a different set of responses.
But they can't throw her in jail because she's not the one doing the offense. It's not like that in India. India is not North Korea.
Maybe not jail, but they could harass her. They could bully her. I talked to a comic who also is
Canadian.
I talked to a comic who's Indian, and he thought about leaving, and he said to me, my wife didn't sign up for this. My wife didn't sign up for all of this to happen to her, and it's happening to her, and I have to really consider that, and he's thinking about leaving. And I'm not even talking about the same comic every time. I'm talking about a few different comics here. When I say I talk to a comic who, these are different comics saying these things to me.
You know what? Honestly, I think beyond a point, it's overblown. When 20 people do the same thing, nothing happens. In that sense, I'll give Kunal Kamra credit.
Finally.
Yeah, in that sense. I think his political views are batshit retarded, but he's brave. I'll give him.
He's the bravest. And I don't agree with his political views in a lot of ways.
No, it's retarded, but bravery, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up to his bravery, Kunal Kamra.
He's necessary.
So it's not like, you just have to have comfort with the idea. I often tell people, if you're comfortable with the idea of your mortality, you can take risks.
Yeah.
And to say, oh, it's not like I don't think about my parents or my wife or my family. I do. But that's not going to stop me from saying the right thing or doing the right thing. It's just not me. In fact, my mom would not respect me if I did that.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, Khudu. Mom, I was like, how will I face my mom? My mom will be like, Sala darpok. Like, my mother's father was an army man. वो साला जंग लड़ रहा है, मैं इधर एक free speech के लिए नहीं लड़ सकता. क्या है?
Yeah.
I always say that, when a Khalistani approaches me, I was like, गांडू तू भूल गया, तू और मैं एक ही हैं. तू पागल तो मैं भी तो पागल हूँ. I always tell them, I was like, तू और मैं एक ही हैं. सेम स्टॉक हैं. हमारा दोनों का स्क्रू ढीला है.
Yeah.
और मैं ही जीतूंगा. क्योंकि मेरे ज्यादा हैं.
But they got the muscles, dude.
Fuck them. So, before we go, anything, when is the special coming out?
I'm still working on it. I'm going to film it at the end of next year. I got some, I don't know when this comes out, but I have a big tour that I'm announcing Monday, the 25th. In America, there'll be a lot of theater shows. We'll take it international at some point, but Radio City Music Hall in New York, I'm excited about. I don't know if this is Chicago theater, some big theaters that are pretty prestigious I'm excited about. And then toward the end of that, I will put all of that onto a special, and then that'll take a few months to edit, and then I'll put it out probably the end of 2026. You try to work on these things for a while and make sure you're not just rushing it out,
Listen, man, I'm so proud of the fact that just watching your success makes me happy.
Oh, thank you. Likewise.
Just for me, people like you and many others over here, and it will be, I always say this, if you are going to jail, go to Indian jail. The food is better. Always remember that.
Just get me Bisleri and I'll be fine.
Yes. How about this? We'll do that corruption for you.
Yeah.
When you go to jail in India, we'll have Bisleri pani for you.
That's what I need. Then I'll be fine. I'll be fine after that.
Yes, you'll eat shitty jail ki dal and roti.
It has to be hot, otherwise I'm gonna get sick again. I need
Yeah.
hot, garam garam khana.
Yeah, वो हो जाएगा तेरे लिए. But hey, man, listen, I wish you nothing but happiness.
Thank you, man.
You keep being you, and I hope everybody realizes that, you know, to who to all the morons who thought his wife was a Khalistani. वो सालों कभी जाके देख भी लिया करो बंदा क्या बोल रहा है. जो चूती है सबके सब.
They
Anyway,
won't. Okay.
yes, I. Chal yaar. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
doing
भैया.
that. All right, guys. Take care. Go follow Akash if you've not. uh, his YouTube channel, his X handle, everything will be there, and keep following him. I'm also going to add the website. I know there is a website where all, yeah, all
AakashSingh.com.
his shows and all your details
Yeah.
are there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to add all of that. And you know the drill with the Cārvāka podcast. So keep supporting the Cārvāka podcast. Tab tak ke liye, take care. Namaste. Bye bye.